So now tonight, you know my is to miss Carnival tonight. How the band playing is so we dancing. How the wind blow is so we go. I'm not no hero, miss me with that pappy show. Right to shot, bro, we just going with the flow. 99 days for the thief and one for the chief. For real. Dashing lift, I do all now for beef. Marco is a disease that no good for your health. Not no good, not no good. So when you get your horn, keep your hands to yourself. How the band playing is so we dancing. How the we
A special good afternoon to everyone, and welcome to another episode of Team Unity's Roundtable discussion. And this is another episode of the Carnival edition. I'm just here to make my contribution as part of the Carnival activities. Music in the background from one of the most famous bands in Dominica, every year making their contribution to the Carnival activities, the voice of Cornell Fingers Philip and the WCK band. Follow the Leader, one of the all-time favorites of mine from the WCK band. I love the old school music. Well, can be considered old school, but we should call it timeless music. Timeless. Cannot get better than that. And a lot of discussions recently as it relates to the content of our Booyah music. I will not get into that, not right now. In this episode of Team Unity's Roundtable discussion, I want to dive a little bit into the origins of Carnival. How did it start? I mean, all of our young people, we just take part in the Carnival activities. We go to the various street activities. We go to the jump up, the t-shirt band, the costume bands, and I remember, I seen one of the Carnival openings. I think of St. Joe it was. One of the old, the vintage, not old. Vintage groups, the old time sick. I see a man like Mr. Evans John taking part in his carnival activities, carnival opening. The guys they enjoy the participation in the various activities. But how did this all start? Where did the name Carnival come from? Do you all know? How did Carnival start? The Carnival Festival, or Carnival, it was an annual festival that typically occurs before the onset of Lent. Well, the 40 days period that the Catholic Christians set aside to celebrate to leave something apart, sacrifice and pray and fasting and so on. But in the word carnival origin, the name carnival, it seems to derive from the Italian word cani, which explains its Christian origin. In Italian, cani leve means to remove meat, while in Latin, carnivale means farewell to meat. So during the winter season, they had many. You remember during winter you stored up a lot of meat during that time because a lot of animals go into hibernation. You pack food away to so that you have food to eat during the winter season when it's difficult to hunt. And as that period slowly comes to an end and it's getting closer to what we know as the after winter is what? Spring period where it's getting warmer and warmer and warmer. A lot of these stored food items are not able to be stored any longer because it's no longer cold. So they would not last and they would rot and they would smell and so on. So during that period, the carnival period, winters ended. Latin people would use that period to have some street parties, parades, balls with other entertainment, and they would eat as much as possible all the food that would have been stored up for the winter season. And after the Lent season, which is a period of 40 days, they would use that time to fast. Not that they had much of a choice because it started like that a long time ago, and they would pray and so on. But in ancient Greece, a place called Dionysia, it was also known as a large spring festival that was held to honor Dionysius, who was their god of wine. The Romans adopted this tradition and honored their god of wine with a lot of festivals. And those festivals, there was a lot of feasting and drunken revelry. So it's all tying up together. They use that period. One set of persons use that period to eat as much as they can because they had no way of storing it. Back in those days, there were no fridges and freezers to store meat and food that you want to keep in storage for a long time. So they would use their natural ways of preserving their food. But in Dionysia, the god of wine was celebrated by the Romans, and the Roman adopted the most popular festival and practices, and with their growth, these festivals spread through the entire period. Places that they took over, and they evolved into different names. For example, the December celebration of the winter solstice became known as the Somalia and the Bromelia festivals. So this period was celebrated under different names. However, in Trinidad and Tobago, let's go closer on to the Caribbean, closer home. In 1783, and for half a century more, the French developed their carnival, which was noted as a season of elegant and festive activities extended from Christmas going on into Ash Wednesdays. And these activities again consisted of lots of dinners, balls, concerts, and hunting parties. Our Africans, for example, and we will come to Trinidad in a while. Africans started participating in the festivities in 1833 after the Emancipation Bill was passed. So they used that time as a period of celebration for being emancipated from being slaves. So the Africans brought Kanbule to its festivities, and it was first played in August 1st, Emancipation Day, but it subsequently took place after midnight on Dimanche Gras, that is a Sunday before Carnival. In the early celebration of the festival, masses have been prayer church services were held over the 3 days preceding Ash Wednesday. And however, in over 60 years, that 6 years passing, this has evolved into more of the celebration type. And Carnival Caribbean people have changed it into what we know it to be right now. And if we look at, for example, in Trinidad, Carnival is celebrated in one area, what is known as the the Savannah grass. What's his name again? That the Savannah. That's that's where they celebrate the activity, and they make their wrong. The bands make their wrong in that area, and you have to be part of a band to take part. You can sit aside and look at the persons who are taking part in these activities. However, in Dominica, we are more liberated in that we have active participation on our streets. And if we look at St. Lucia, where it's liberated quasi, but it's not as liberated, but because you must be part of a band to take part in the activities, or you just stand aside, or some sort of like how it is in Trinidad. You look at it as a spectator. In Dominica, you can, yeah, you join a band or you just actively take part. Actively take part, get registered in, join in one of the costume bands, join one of the t-shirt bands, and take part in the carnival celebrations. We as Team Unity, we embrace our cultural activities, and we like to see the fact that a lot of persons are actually supporting this activity. I mean, now this is the first carnival since COVID-19. So everyone is eager to get out and take part in the various activities. You've been restricted for 2 years, and this being the first year on its return. We're happy to take part. I just want to congratulate a lot of the business community who have been supporting this carnival activities in terms of sponsoring the Queen contestants, um, sponsoring the activities associated with Carnival, and as well sponsoring the Calypsonians who are taking part in the Calypso competition. And let me just give a shout out to the Calypso Association who have been doing a very good job in promoting the art form over the years. The writers, the Calypsonians themselves, and the general public who have been participating and encouraging the art form to grow from strength to strength. I see our government has done their part in whatever ways they can, and just want to encourage everybody to keep on doing more and help to grow our carnival activities as time progresses. From a party standpoint, we would like to see more not just active participation. What we would do is give business persons who have been supporting you. You sponsor a queen contestant, you should be allowed to. If this is not currently done, that would be a policy decision of Team Unity. You would be able to claim that on your taxes. You give a queen contestant $15,000. That should be something that is reflected on your income tax statement, and you'll be given some credit for doing that good deed for as a contribution to our carnival celebrations. So yes, we would encourage this to be done a little more, and not just for the noted shows, but there's various village carnivals as well. So you want to develop the art form, not just Roseau, but look to decentralize everything. And another thing that we can look at is the promotion of our carnival, promotion of our events, not just the regular mainstream media, but even to those that are not so mainstream. You're talking about the social medias. You're talking about getting persons to endorse our various activities. Can you imagine what it would be to have someone like Chris Brown, for example, endorsing our carnival and showing the activities all over his social media, or LeBron James? I mean, of course, it's in the middle of the season, but if you get some of those influencers to take part in our carnival, whatever it takes, let's get them there so that we can use those non-traditional media to promote our activities, and this would bring back in many folds future activities moving forward, as persons would love to take part in our indigenous carnival, our indigenous activities. Dominica is one of the safest countries in the world to take part in those such activities. So let us look at different ways to promote it and to get it a little more out there in the global environment. Let's take in a little more from the buoy of WCK, and I think we have something of one of our new artists who have come on the scene as of late. Follow the leader, WCK. Yes, and we're having a lot of back and forth in terms of the content of our music. It's not a topic that I would love to get into at this time, but I just want to encourage everybody to support the various art forms, support the Buyo, keep our keep our artists, keep supporting them so that they can continue to produce more, not just on the big, not just the big artists, but what we when you know as a small artist, encourage them to produce more music, and don't wait until something blows up for us to know, start paying attention. But let's pay attention all the time, because they produce good music, and they produce what some consider to be bad. But let us keep encouraging them so that they can produce even more music. All right. And this from one of our newer artists on the scene. He did his contribution for the independence. This song is one of his hot numbers, and he did it in a more traditional way for the independence season. That is Mr. Ridge Cross the Bridge. Wish him all the best as he produces more music. I haven't heard much new music from him for this season, but he has been doing a lot as of late. 19 minutes past the hour of 3 o'clock, and I'm not here for the entire hour. I'm just touching base with you guys, let you know Team Unity is here. We love the taking part in the local activities. We love to see our art forms being developed. We love to see active participation by persons of all forms of the society. And we just want to encourage everybody to do that more as we celebrate Carnival of 2023 Mas Alawi. In case you didn't know, Carnival period was celebrated on the streets from Christmas, after Christmas, up till Ash Wednesday. So imagine we have only 2 days of doing this on the streets right now. But in times past, it was done every day on the streets. It was done for over 60 years before. It was done every day. And then what we know as the upper class will complain about the desecration of the Sabbath. So in 1943, see how long ago? When 2023, 1943, Carnival on the street was restricted to Monday and Tuesday. But before that, it was done every day. That was just before persons like my mom was born. I probably should get someone of those times to tell us about those activities. Probably will do an interview with somebody. I know Professor Bruno is one who's more in touch of those who are older than me. I'll probably ask him to put us in touch with someone so we can talk. But maybe Dr. Lennox Church, possibly. We never know. We try and get someone to tell us a little bit more of Carnival from the Dominican sense. Like what I gave you is based on my research on a general aspects. I gave you a little bit of what I discovered. It's real eye-opening for me. I didn't know that. I thought I would share it with you guys. But let me not take too much more of your time. Pleasant Sunday to everybody. Today, Sunday, Salisbury, opening of Carnival. I wish everybody keep it safe, keep it clean. Let's try as much as possible to keep the Carnival as incident-free as possible. I know you saw our announcement that we will be having some discussions from the Ash Wednesday. Moving forward, we want to have a series of public conversations where we'll be telling you possibly what our view of what went on in the House of Assembly, for example, and many other topics. We probably will go in the discussion of in the electoral discussions, and we'll give you our view or what we think. I know a lot of you know what we think in terms of that, but we will touch a little more on it as we go along with our public conversations. Let me just say the time now is 24 minutes past the hour, 3 o'clock. I don't want to stay a little longer, but I just want to say we'll see you next week as we have another episode of Team Unity Roundtable discussion. Let me just shout out to a lot of our Team Unity members, persons like Kendra, persons like Erwin, my brother Kenty, and of course Professor Bruno. There are many others in the background who probably wouldn't want me to give them a namely shout out, but I just want to say, my brothers, my sisters, I'm thinking about you. you'll hear a lot more from Team Unity as time goes by. I wish everybody enjoyable carnival. Enjoy your activities.